How to deepen knowledge of energy engineers from companies? The European program EUREMnext offers efficient know-how and tools. Interactive e-learning courses, workshops, networking meetings, and international conferences collect new ideas for improving energy savings and renewable energy integration in companies. In our last podcast, we were talking about the energy audit support tool. Today, we focus on another effective tool for energy engineers in companies. Guests of today's interview are Ladislava Černá from Czech Technical University. Welcome.
Hello.
And also David Mokrohajský, both a graduate of the EUREM course within the program EUREMnext and the sales director of company Energon Advanced Energetics. Welcome to you too.
Hello, good afternoon.
Mrs. Černá, you belong to the greatest experts in the field of photovoltaic technologies in the Czech Republic. You are also engaged in research and consulting for companies. Could you introduce your work a little bit, please?
So, again, my name is Ladislava Černá, and I'm from Czech Technical University in Prague, Faculty of Electrotechnical Engineering. And currently, me and my colleagues, we are dealing with photovoltaics and accumulation, battery energy storage systems. And we do it in the field of the education and also in the research. Furthermore, I'm the head of the lab, which is accredited for testing of PV modules parameters.
Let's focus on the tool itself. As we mentioned, it is designed for energetic engineers in companies. What exactly kind of tool is it?
It is an easy tool for a quick evaluation of energetic and economic balance of photovoltaic systems combined with accumulation.
If you can imagine it more in detail, how is this tool used in practice?
Well, the user enters the basic parameters of the planned photovoltaic system in the form, and then the system calculates the balance. So it's very easy.
Do I understand correctly that this tool helps companies to set their photovoltaic technologies in the most effective way?
Yes, the tool provides the ability to quickly verify system sizing and see what happens when system parameters change.
What does this tool look like? Is it a kind of application or is it, for example, an Excel table?
It is an Excel table with user form.
So user has to fill some data into it.
Yeah.
In which phase of the project that is focused on realization of photovoltaic and battery savings technologies is using the tool suitable?
Well, that's a good question. Ideally, already in the design phase of the object. But in any case, in the decision-making phase, whether to build the system or not. The output of the tool can be used for decision-making by the company's board of directors.
Can you introduce the process of decision-making a little bit more, please?
Well, when you have the board of directors, then you usually want to know what are the revenues of the system. So you must to compare the price of the system and the revenues from it. So I think that's all I can say to this.
Okay. How is this tool specifically used by energy engineers themselves?
Well, the engineer, they enters the basic parameters of the planned photovoltaic system into the form. Of course, including the parameters of the accumulators, I mean only the capacity, not the concrete parameters. And these parameters are the area, slope, orientation, and position of the roof, and then the type of load. For new objects, the user often doesn't know the consumption profile. So he really doesn't know how much energy he consumes. So there are two main profiles available in the tool. Load profile of a manufacturing company and a shopping center. And in addition, there is also the possibility to enter your own consumption diagram in the form of hour consumption, which energy engineers in the company, they normally work with these hourly consumptions profiles. And then you enter the energy costs, energy purchase price, and expected PV system cost. And then the tool calculates the returns and shows the power excesses in the individual months of the year. There are also implemented the cost functions. So if you don't know the system price, the tool will calculate it itself instead of you.
Besides this tool we are talking about today, is there any other tool that is possible to use by people from companies?
Yes, currently it is possible to use tools that work with a large amount of data. But usually you do not have them if you plan a new object. In addition, these systems require relatively detailed filling of other parameters, such as data on a specific number of modules, their type of inverters, etc. These tools are used, for example, by energy specialists to create energy assessments, but they are really robust. In addition, they are charged. For a raw estimate of the economy of operation, it is important to have a quick tool that will be easy to use, and I think that it is still missing.
So in comparison, we can say that your tool is very user-friendly, let's say, in terms of it's effective and it's easy to use.
Yes, precisely, because there is only a few parameters you need to fill inside the form, and then you will obtain the results.
My last question is, how did you get involved in the work on this tool that is designed for evaluating the system with the possibility of further use of batteries?
Well, my colleague Pavel Hrzina and I, we work as lecturers of the EUREM course in the field of photovoltaics and battery systems. So, while working on the final thesis of the graduates, we found out that the students don't actually have a tool for dimensioning such a system. Furthermore, now the modernization fund is now being launched in Czech Republic, where many people and the companies as well will deal with similar problems. So this is a highly desired issue now, I think.
And we will discuss a specific example of realization this problem with Mr. David Mokrohajský from the company Energon Advanced Energetics. Mr. Mokrohajský, please introduce your company a little bit.
Energon Advanced Energetics company specializes in erection of large-scale battery energy storage systems based on lithium-ion technologies.
What could be the benefit of battery storage in combination with renewables?
Renewables are widely supported by different subsidies programs, and it's a correct way towards the goal of green energy, zero emissions, decarbonization, and decentralization. But the renewable sources are dynamic sources. They are not stable in production, and they are depending on year, season, or weather condition. So if you connect such a source directly with the consumption, you may face actually two problems. The first one is that as the production is dynamic, it actively interferes with your consumption curve, and it's quite difficult to regulate. And the second is that the surplus which you are producing and you are not able to consume at this moment is flowing out of the grid with a minimum economical benefit. So if you imagine that in the middle between the production and the consumption, you place a battery storage, you've got these problems solved. And above that, you can use different functionalities which can bring you both technical and economical benefits, such as peak shaving or lowering reserve capacity. It can be compensation of reactive power. You can protect against micro outages which occur from time to time in the network, last from tens to hundreds milliseconds. Usually these micro outages do not hamper with the normal machines, but if you are using in your production line robots, these are really sensitive to these micro outages and might halt your production. Or you can use this storage as a feeding source for critical infrastructure. Should you have an outage from external grid, you can still run on the island mode and you can safely shut down your critical parts of production.
Today we are talking about a specific tool. What could be the benefit of this calculation tool for companies, according to you?
Well, as I mentioned before, the production has got a dynamic curve, but on the other hand, the consumption is dynamic as well. So it's crucial to estimate the correct size of the battery storage. What we do today is that we are using calculations. We take 15-minute maxes from the consumption side, then we predict the production based on historical hydrometeorological data, and ideally we take a sample for 1 calendar year. So as you can imagine, it's a large set of data which you have to combine together to see them in time and determine the main parameters of the system, meaning the maximum power output and the capacity. And I think that this is the right moment that this tool can be really handy for a quick estimation of intended investments and to see the potential economical benefits.
Is there any company in the Czech Republic which has been already using this tool?
Of course, all the companies which are involved in the battery storages, usually combined with different services and loads, are using different calculations, and we use them as well. And just to mention one of many projects, it's a warehouse of Czech Adler Tech company, where we have installed photovoltaics on the roof and the facade. It's combined with the 2 CHP units, battery storage and EV chargers. And the whole system is managed by our own energy management software, which has been upgraded with a predictive module. This predictive module is a self-learning algorithm which is actually predicting the future consumptions based on the history. And on the other hand, it takes the weather prediction for the future days and predicts the production of the future. And then, based on these two informations, it actually manages the storage mainly in the terms of the charge and discharge depth.
It's said by David Mokrohajský, a graduate of the EUREM course and the sales director of Energon Advanced Energetics. He and Ladislava Černá from Czech Technical University were guests of today's interview. Thank both of you very much.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you very much.
In the next podcast, we will focus on the problematic of ventilation during the pandemic of COVID.